Hello everyone, Paul Rogers here. Today is January the 18th, 2018. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dash and price action, where things are headed. Okay, now first let's look at Ethereum to US dollar. Now, I drew some lines here, some targets, from basically where price dropped out of this trend line. The first target was 1,000. And as you can see, when Ethereum did hit 1,000, we had a bounce. And it really looked like price was trying to head back up, but more sell pressure came in and pushed Ethereum down to our second target of 850. It did dip a little bit below that, but there was a whole bunch of buying pressure and never got to our third target of 735. That was going to be really hard to touch 735, but I hope some of you had buy orders at 850 or even at 1,000, because as of right now, what I'm seeing is that there is a lot of buy pressure, and I do see Ethereum heading back up to well over 1,200. So let's hope that happens soon. And I want to talk a little bit about why this happened. Why did all the cryptocurrencies correct so much? Now, the news that was released was China, rumors about China further, I don't want to say banning cryptocurrencies, but basically making it to where it's very, very difficult for people to trade and buy cryptocurrencies in China, possibly even affect the mining in China, or the discounted power rates that people are getting from mining in China. That's one thing. And then, of course, the South Korea crackdown. Initially, it was sort of a thing like, oh, there's a strong possibility it's going to be banned. And then I believe the finance minister backtracked a little bit and said, well, that's just something that's on the table. We're looking at a lot of different options. I'm assuming he got a whole bunch of blowback from that statement to begin with. So what is strange is that the market had such a big reaction to it. And I think what happened was a lot of the big players actually went and used this incident to push price further down. And I had a lot of friends and a lot of people that I know kind of panic and basically say, I want to sell, I want out. They got to that point where they just couldn't take the pain anymore. And that's what these guys, the big players, are looking for. They're looking to create pain and suffering and basically scare people into dumping their cryptocurrencies. They scoop it up at a really discounted rate and make a bunch of profit. So imagine if you're a big player and you can push this market around. You go ahead and start selling and selling and selling. Price keeps going down. And all of a sudden, you kind of pick when you want the market to turn around, but not until you have a lot of people selling out of fear. So, and it works. It works. I mean, if you can create a 50-60% correction in something, you can scare people into giving up their crypto, into lose out. Dash actually hit our. The first target was 900, second target was 800, went all the way down to our third target of 650. If you got Dash at 650, congratulations. Dash isn't recovering quite as fast as I thought it would, so Dash could be a good buy from here. Bitcoin is mirroring Dash. Bitcoin's recovery wasn't as strong as Ethereum's either. So Bitcoin and Dash are suppressed. Ethereum, I think, looks a lot better as far as the chart does. I had the good fortune of being able to buy once my money was stuck in Kraken. I'll tell you a little story. I reached my monthly withdrawal limit on Kraken and wasn't able to withdraw my funds. So all I could do, and I had US dollars in Kraken, all I could do was trade inside of Kraken. My the first thing I wanted to do was to actually withdraw to Binance in order to pick up Lend tokens, because Lend went all the way down to like 10 cents. And I was just like, oh, golden opportunity. Okay, I need to get Lend. So I was trying to buy Lend tokens, but couldn't get my money out of Kraken. So I said, okay, what's the next best thing? And I looked at the charts, and Ripple was way down. Ripple was at the time about $1.20. And I said, oh, Ripple at $1.20? No brainer. So I ended up buying a bunch of Ripple. And I'm glad I did. Ripple did end up going further down. I think it went all the way down to 90 cents on Kraken. I didn't expect the movement to be so, I mean, that was probably one of the biggest movements I ever witnessed. I didn't expect it to be so extreme. So I jumped in at $1.20. I'm really glad I did. I think Ripple price right now is around $1.75 or $1.80 or so. But my first choice was actually picking up some Lend tokens, but wasn't able to. But I'm sure Ripple's going to give me a very good return at the price I bought in. So, you know, this just goes as a reminder, guys. Cryptocurrencies are not regulated. Big traders are able to manipulate the markets. And if there's some negative news or positive news, they can push the market artificially, creating overreactions. Overreactions to bad news and overreactions to good news to create FUD and FOMO, which are the opposite of each other's. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It makes people want to sell because they think that things are going to crash, and this is, you know, the bubble popping permanently and yada yada. And FOMO is when the price is shooting up so fast, they say, oh, every minute I wait, I'm missing out, and they just buy at whatever price because they want to get in. Each of them is a mortal sin in trading. FOMO and FUD. It's probably, it's hard for me to pick what's worse. Probably selling due to fear is probably worse than if you buy a quality project that's shooting up. Because if it's a quality project, even if it does overshoot and retrace, most likely it'll get back there. If you end up freaking out and selling your cryptocurrencies, sometimes price never goes back to where it was. So I think you can end up being the biggest loser, being a victim of FUD. Anyhow, it's great to see a lot of things in the green today, and I hope this is a V-shaped recovery, meaning I hope that Ethereum heads down and goes right back up. It may not be that way. We may get some resistance, but generally speaking, we're basically at the resistance right now. This is a previous support. If we can break through this, there's really not much until we get back to, I'd say, the 1250 level. So as far as buying like Bitcoin and Dash, it's, I don't know. It's hard for me to say yes or no right now. Ethereum just looks a bit stronger, and so does things like Lend or Lend tokens, Ripple. Those things took a bigger hit, at least Lend and Ripple did. So they're going to have a larger recovery. Those are my thoughts for today. Oh, there's one more thing I want to say. I will make a video about what happened to BitConnect. So stay tuned. Paul Rogers out.